Do you have a spare pen on you?
Yeah, he's missing this stuff.
You don't need it.
Are we live? Yes. Good evening and welcome to the May 12th, 2026 council meeting for the Village of Holly. Clerk, please call the roll.
Weinbrenner,
Here.
Wendell,
Here.
Ryan,
Here.
Kaskala,
Here.
Cole, here, Kyer,
Here.
Brandon.
Here, we have a quorum. If you are willing and able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. This brings us to the approval of our consent agenda. All items listed.
Madam President, can we do an excuse for the attorney?
Oh, yes, please. I will entertain a motion to excuse Mr. Gildner. He is on a planned vacation.
I will make the motion to excuse Attorney Gildner from tonight's meeting.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Kyer. We have support by Weinbrenner. Clerk, please call the roll.
Wendell,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Kaskala,
Yes.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes, motion carried, and thank you. Okay, now this brings us to the approval of our consent agenda. All items listed under consent agenda are considered routine and non-controversial by the Village Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and discussed separately immediately after consent agenda approval in its normal sequence on the regular agenda. Lisa, can you please read the consent agenda?
A, agenda approval. B, consideration of the approval of the amended Village Council minutes of March 23rd, 2026. C, consideration of the approval of the Village Council meeting of budget hearing minutes, April 11th, 2026. Consideration of the approval of the Village Council minutes of meeting minutes, April 14th, 2026. E, consideration of the approval of the Village Council minutes of budget meeting minutes, April 18th, 2026. Consideration of the approval of the Village Council minutes of special meeting minutes, April 27th, 2026. Village Council acceptance of resignation of Galen Christian from the Village of Holly Planning Commission. H, consideration of the approval of the special events application for the Vintage Baseball special event to occur on May 31st, August 23rd, and September 13th. I, consideration of approval of the special event application for the Holly Area Community Coalition Teen Block Party to occur on June 10th. J, consideration of approval of the special event application for the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue special event to occur on August 1st. K, consideration of approval of the special event application for the sidewalk sales special event to occur on July 24th through July 26th. L, consideration of approval of the special event application for the food truck rally special event to occur on June 20th. M, consideration of the council resolution 2026-023 for the village president reappointment of Melissa Schmirka to the zoning board of appeals for a term ending May 31st, 2029. N, consideration by council of the approval of the updated Village of Holly FOIA policy. O, consideration by council of the Allied Building Service Chart Change Order Number 3 for the depot in the not-to-exceed amount of $23,250. P, consideration of council for letters of commendation for Holly Area students, Holly Area Youth Assistant Awards. Q, acknowledgement of receipt of Village Council of the proposed budget for fiscal year 2026-2027. And R, consideration of the approval of warrant 2026-005 in the amount of $250,185.12.
I apologize for all those redundant minutes in there.
We almost ran out of alphabet. I would like to pull letter N, the consideration of council of the approval of the updated Village of Holly FOIA policy. Tim and I had a little misunderstanding. So that just will be new business item G. Old N is new G.
Madam President, I'd like to pull Q,
You want to pull Q?
an acknowledgement of the proposed budget, for the business. Can't speak today.
It's just for clarity, it is a receipt. It's just acknowledging that we've received it. It's not,
Just acknowledge we received it, okay.
not to
All right, then.
approve or deny or anything like that. So did you still want to pull
If
it?
it's just acknowledged or received, that came with the pack, that's fine then.
Okay,
President,
yes.
on number H there, Lisa said that on August 23rd, I got August 22nd on the agenda. Can we clarify what it is?
It is
I'm
August
sorry,
22nd.
Sorry,
Okay.
It is?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, other than that, do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Wendell. We have a second by Weinbrenner. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Ryan,
Yes.
Cascola,
Yes.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Wendell,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes, motion carried. This brings us to tonight's presentation, which is an introduction to our new reserve officers by Chief Narsh.
Thank you, Madam President, Council, and staff, and the members of the public. They did everything together for the last couple of months, so I thought we're going to do this together again. So reserve police officers provide tremendous value to smaller communities and certainly to ours by increasing police visibility, improving response capabilities during emergencies and major events, and supporting full-time officers at a significantly reduced cost to taxpayers. They volunteer their time. These dedicated volunteers donate their time to assist the community events, traffic control, patrol, support, and critical incident response, helping maintain public safety while strengthening the connection between police department and the community it serves. And tonight I have the privilege of introducing 3 new reserve police officers for the Holly Police Department. These officers recently graduated from the Oakland Community College Reserve Police Academy, which was conducted from January 15th, 2026 through April 18th, 26. And the Academy provides intensive and comprehensive law enforcement training designed to prepare officers for the responsibility and professionalism required in modern policing. And this training includes communications, community policing, Michigan criminal law and procedure, defensive tactics, traffic control, firearms training, professional policing standards, precision emergency vehicle operations, and numerous additional criminal justice course and performance requirements. And these officers have demonstrated a strong commitment to public service and to the safety and well-being of the Holly community. Now, the coolest thing for me is who comes aboard. So I always brag about my team. I'm always going to brag about my team because we have an amazing team, and this is why. So listen to the bios of the 3 Holly area residents that are coming aboard to serve our community. And I'm going to start with Officer Daniel Hernandez. Daniel Hernandez is a partner and strategic brand advisor for the North Group, a global intelligence and risk management firm. She has been instrumental in building the company from the ground up and continues to guide its vision, voice, and long-term growth. Her work centers on creating clarity in complex environments, aligning strategy, messaging, and execution to support organizations operating in high-stakes settings across healthcare, corporate, and public sector environments. In her role, Daniel is actively involved in strategic initiatives, partnerships, and the development of communication frameworks that helps the organization better understand and navigate risk. She also supports strategy development, bringing an initiative, intelligence-driven approach to decision-making in fast-moving, high-stakes environments. Her focus is on ensuring that information is not only accurate, but clear, actionable, and aligned with real-world operations. Alongside her work, Danielle studies behavioralism with a focus on neurocognitive intelligence and decision-making. This perspective strengthens how she approaches strategy, particularly in understanding how people process information and respond under pressure in real-world environments. A resident of Holly, Michigan, Danielle values being a part of our close-knit community and an influence that led her to join the Holly Police Department. She is committed to ongoing personal and professional development and brings a thoughtful, steady approach to everything she does. And at the core of her work is a focus on growth, discipline, and service, along with genuine commitment to contribute to a safer community. So welcome aboard, Officer Hernandez. Officer Sutton. Ryan Sutton is honored to join the Holly Police Department as a reserve officer, bringing extensive military service, specialized law enforcement training credentials, and a proven track record of excellence in security operations. Born and raised in Washington State, Ryan relocated to Michigan in June 2025 and now resides in Holly with his wife and 2 daughters. His military background includes service as an Army UAV operator and instructional pilot, with deployment to Afghanistan with the 173rd Airborne Brigade Special Troops Battalion from 2010 to 2011. During his military career, he achieved an exceptional safety record, becoming one of only 6 personnel with over 2,000 accident-free flying hours, and one of only 3 with a perfect accident-free record throughout his service. A testament to his professionalism and attention to detail and a commitment to excellence. Ryan still holds a UAV license to this day. Since 2011, Ryan has built a distinguished career in private security while simultaneously working alongside police agencies and serving as a prisoner transport contractor for the United States Marshal Service. His specialized expertise includes personal protection details for high-profile clients, including celebrities, musicians, billionaires, I'm out, and comedians. I guess I'm back in. As a firearms instructor certified by the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission since 2014, Ryan has trained over 300 private security professionals, private investigators, and law enforcement personnel across Washington. He is also a certified firearms instructor in Alaska, Oregon, and Idaho. He is a TASER and CPR and first aid instructor. And professionally, Ryan serves as a corporate licensing and compliance manager at the North Group, where he ensures adherence to regulatory standards and best practices. He holds an associate's degree in criminal justice and currently completing his bachelor's degree and demonstrating his commitment to professional development and understanding of law enforcement principles. Officer Ryan Sutton is eager to serve the Holly community as a reserve officer and contribute to the department's mission and public safety and community protection. And I have to add that at the academy, Officer Sutton finished Top Gun with this resume. And I will also add that Officer Hernandez, and I love this, not only finished first in the high-speed precision driving, but she also set a new academy record. Officer Trayson Williman. Trayson Williman is a retired military aviator, and I'm going to do my best to get all this right, buddy. He is a retired military aviator, veteran advocate, and a lifelong learner whose career spans both the United States Marine Corps and U.S. Army. He began his service in 1994 as an infantry Marine, 0311, first serving with Marine Corps Security Forces Company, Sabana Seca, Puerto Rico, 8152, before joining 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines at Camp Lejeune. There he served with Lima Company and later Weapons Company as a part of the Surveillance and Target Acquisition STA platoon, meaning he's a sniper. Earning the 8541 Scout Sniper designation. His early career included deployments to Liberia, where he participated in a high seas rescue of burning African fishing vessels, along with assignments to Camp Schwab in Okinawa and a Marine Expeditionary Camp Pohang in South Korea. During his Marine Corps service, he was awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Armed Forces Expedition Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, and a meritorious unit citation. And if that wasn't enough excitement in uniform, he decided to join the Army. After transitioning to the Army, Trayson served as an airframe mechanic with 1st Battalion, 7th Cav Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division at Fort Hood, Texas, from 1999 to December 2002 before attending Warrant Officer Candidate School. Following flight school in 2003, he earned his designation as a UH-60 Black Hawk pilot and was assigned to K-16 Air Base in South Korea with B Company Aviation Regiment. He later served as a medvac pilot with C Company 3rd Battalion, 82nd Airborne Regiment in the 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade, 82nd Airborne Division. Over the course of 2 Afghanistan tours, he accumulated more than 500 combat flight hours, flew life-saving missions, and rescued over 270 International Security Assistance Force personnel and civilians, and earned 3 air medals. He concluded his active duty career in 2010 and continued serving in the Army Reserves with A Company, the 7-158th Aviation Regiment out of Fort Hood, Texas. He retired in March 2015. As a safety officer, he led a complete rewrite of the company's safety standards, operation procedures, and revised them at battalion level, directly contributing to an extreme exemplary rating during the FORSCOM Aviation Resource Management Survey, the Army's highest level of aviation unit inspection. Following his military career, Trayson worked as a Corrections Officer 3 with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice before resigning after 1 year to relocate to support his wife, who was hired as a freshman center principal. He went on to dedicate himself to education and service, earning a bachelor's degree in aeronautics, master's degree in recreation therapy, specializing in supporting veterans with PTSD. He is currently in ABD, all but dissertation, towards completing his doctorate in development education administration, and he is a committed family man and a proud father of 3, and is honored and proud to be joining the Holly Police Department and serving this community. That's talent. Thank you. Welcome.
Should we take a minute for pictures? All right, let's take a minute for pictures. 5-minute break.
Thank you again, Chief.
Oh, that's a good question. Tim, are you gonna be doing the
I've been
timer?
retired.
Are you gonna be doing the timer?
I can't take weapons.
He's gonna be doing the timer. You lost your job. Amber Kyer is out of work. All right, we are back. We are live. This brings us to public comment. Members of the audience may address council on any item that is not on the agenda. Those addressing council will be limited to 3 minutes of speaking time. After each agenda item, there will be an additional 2-minute public comment period to speak on that item before council votes. Council will hear all comments for future consideration, but will not have a response at this time. Prior to addressing council, members of the public shall state their name and address for the record. Mr. Love, how about you?
Here.
Got it. Please approach the microphone, sir, if you don't mind, and state your name and address for the record.
John Love, 200 North Saginaw. You know, I'd like to see this town sparkle and shine, but from my front porch, I see Tacky Town. And here's I was going to take some pictures, but I'll just list these areas that are concerned. There's a sign that says bike lane share. The problem is, it's the end of the bike lane. And so it's a waste of time to even put the sign up. Oakland Street joins right there. The sign's tilted, looks tacky. Then they have a sign up high that says museum. What does that mean? The town's a museum? There's one, where it doesn't really give you anything it's just a waste of time. So, and the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign is tilted. So it looks like some kind of hillbilly town. And that's just what I see from my front porch. Also, there's a church sign in the neighbor's yard, which shouldn't be there. Everybody likes religion, but you don't have a sign on the street like that. And I've swept the street. I don't know, do we sweep Saginaw anymore? I'd like to see at least swept. I don't know what the status is. You don't have any people left working here, but it's the main street for the town. So these are some of the things. I'll give you this list so you have something to work on. It's unfortunate that I have to make this list.
Thank you, Mr. Love.
I spent a lot of time and money fixing up buildings here, including ones that were torn down by the village that are historic. The mill was one of them. I had to go to court for that one.
We pass this down to Tim so that we can save that for the public record, please. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Love. Any further public comment? Hearing none, seeing none. That moves us to new business. Lisa, will you please read item A of new business?
Consideration of Council Resolution 2026-024 confirming the village president appointment of Jeffrey Carl to the Planning Commission for a term ending February 28th, 2027.
Do I have a first to consider item A of new business?
I'll make the motion to appoint Jeffrey Carl to the Village of Holly Planning Commission.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Kyer. I have a second by Ryan. All right. Mr. Carl, would you like to introduce yourself?
Jeffrey Carl, 940 East Maple Street. I just want to start off by thanking you for this opportunity. I'm here to express my interest in serving on the Planning Commission. As a program coordinator at Oakland Community College, I work in workforce development. I oversee complex contracts involving private companies, the state, as well as the college that require a strong attention to detail, collaboration, policy review, and thoughtful decision-making. In my undergrad and graduate studies, I've included some legal coursework, so providing me with a solid understanding for legal and regulatory language. I'd like to welcome the opportunity to use my professional and education background to support thoughtful planning and responsible growth within our community. I just want to thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you for your work on parks and your willingness to serve on planning as well. Your knowledge and your time are appreciated. And thank your wife for her permission. Any public comment on this item? Regina?
Regina Keiko, 711 South Broad Street. I just wanted to throw my support in for Jeffrey Carl. It's been a pleasure having him on Parks. He always has really thoughtful advice, information. He's good at researching, looking into things. He's thrown himself into it, and I just think he's been a joy to have and work on a commission with, and I think he will just do amazing things for planning.
Thank you. Any further public comment? Hearing none, seeing none. Council, any discussion?
No, again, I'll just have to reiterate what you said and what Regina said. I've worked with Jeff for the last couple of months on parks. He is always coming prepared. He has helped us go over our tree ordinances. He's always up for volunteering. He's exactly what we need, honestly.
Thank you. Council? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Koskela,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Wendell,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes. Motion carried. Welcome aboard again. Thank you. Lisa, will you please read item B?
Consideration of Council Resolution 2026-025, confirming the village president's appointment of Thomas Ryan to the Village of Holly Council Public Safety Committee for a term ending November 2028.
Do I have a first to consider item B of new business?
I will make the motion to appoint Thomas Ryan to the Village of Holly Public Safety Committee.
I have a motion by Kyer.
I'll second.
I have a tie.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I'll second the motion.
And I have a second by Wendell. I don't know if anybody knows this guy.
Come on, Thomas, stand up.
Is there anything you'd like to say first?
Well, on the public safety side of it, I mean, it's been many years since I was in high school, but I was a police explorer in high school, so I have a little bit of knowledge on how that stuff works, if I remember it correctly. I'm a Navy veteran, so I did a lot of auxiliary security force on that, and we were short a person on the committee, so I noticed it and volunteered.
Any public comment on this item? Did I already do that?
No.
Any public comment on this item? Hearing none and seeing none. Council discussion?
There goes our secret club.
There, I know, now I got another one again.
Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Koskela,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Wendell,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes, motion carried. All right, Lisa, will you please read item C?
Consideration of approval of the special event application for the Cruise Battle Alley special event.
Tim, will you please introduce this item?
Yes, I can introduce the item, and I know that Mr. Alsop's here too to talk on behalf of the car show as well. So I'll just read the packet we have here. Over the past several weeks, staff has reviewed the submitted application for the 2026 Cruise the Alley Downtown Car Show event and has met with the event organizer, business owners, public safety officials regarding the continued operation of the event within the downtown district. There is a broad recognition that the car show has played an important historical role in revitalization of the downtown Holly and has contributed positively to community identity and activity over many years. Both the DDA and the public safety officials acknowledge the significance of the event and contributions of the organizers to the community. And as a side note, like everyone that I've talked to loves the car show. They want to see it continued. However, staff review and stakeholder feedback also identified several operational concerns associated with continuing the event in its traditional format and location. These concerns included impacts on business accessibility, parking availability, traffic circulation, pedestrian access, emergency response capabilities within the downtown area. The DD executive director reported that a majority of the businesses that he consulted indicated the event negatively impacted their operations during show event evenings, with several businesses choosing to close early during the event due to accessibility concerns. Additionally, both the Holly Police Department and Fire Department expressed concerns regarding emergency access and operational challenges associated with reoccurring street closures in the downtown district. After review of the recommendations submitted by the DDA, Executive Director, Chief of Police, Fire Chief, so staff is recommending that council approve the event with modified operational conditions intended to balance the historic significance of the event with the evolving needs of the downtown business district and public safety requirements. So what we are recommending is approval of the 2026 Cruise Alley event in a modified format and location. We would like to recommend relocation of the event from South Saginaw Street and Civic Drive to South Broad Street between Junction Street and Martha, and utilizing also Crapo Park, consistent with recommendations provided by the DDA and the police department. And then direction to staff to continue working collaboratively with the event organizers, downtown businesses, DDA, and public safety officials to develop operational improvements that encourage continued patronage of downtown businesses while minimizing impacts on traffic access and emergency services. We believe that this recommendation provides a balanced approach that recognizes the historic importance of the event while addressing the operational realities and concerns expressed by downtown stakeholders and public safety officials. Talking to Mr. Alsop, he has expressed that he does not feel that is the best utilization of the car show, how he wants to continue it. So I would encourage him to come and speak on behalf of the car show to answer any questions that council would have. So, Mr. Alsop, if you...
Yes, yes, Mr. Alsop, if you can kick off.
Welcome, Council. My name is Bob Alsop. I live on 502 Oakland. I was on the council for 8 years. We had to start the car show maybe 35, 40 years ago. I don't know where to start. I know that a lot of people gripe about the car show, and I deal with every one of them in all these years, with every manager. I think the car show should stay downtown. They took Battle Alley away from us. We could open at 3:30, 3:45. They took that away from us. And all the restaurants, Red Devil sponsors car show, the Holly, Vincent Curry's little store sponsors car show. Moose helps us with the car show. Tina Eldorado comes there and sells her popcorn for the schools for the last 30 years. Everything's donation. The Clarkston Area Lions Club is my sponsorship. They put a blanket of insurance every Wednesday on the whole entire town if somebody gets hurt. It's always been like that. And our donation at the end of the year, anything left in the checkbook goes to the Lions Club. We have to pay Cassandra, the DJ. Everything comes out of my pocket for that car show. I've never asked the village for a dime except Jerry Walker for an outhouse and electricity. You look back through your records, not one penny, Buster, too. We've asked you guys for nothing. We needed help, but we never asked. Everything at the Halloween car show costs us a fortune. Everything is for free. I do it for all the taxpayers. I do it because I love people and I love this old town. And the car show is sexy in what's happening in this old town. It matches. I put my roots here, and I love this old town, and we respect it. And Jeff right there sweeps its streets till 10 o'clock every night. Nobody knows that. Halloween night, I stay there till 11 o'clock scrubbing the streets. There's never been an ordeal that I know of in downtown Holly. We're all grown people. No fist fights, no drinking, no drugs. I won't tolerate it. No outside vendors can come to our car show. I give my word to the townspeople that they come first. No outside vendor can sell hot dogs, nothing in our town except our restaurants. I'm friends with everybody. And you guys, if you guys don't okay the car show, I will retire it and I go out with a bang. I've never had a bad name. I'm just asking you guys if you want to keep it downtown. I'll be civilized. And if any of you want to come for free and help me, you're welcome to it. That's a lot of work. Just think every Wednesday, we put the same convention on that you do a one-year convention. That's how much work. I used to go to car shows when I started, this high of flyers, and go to every car on Woodward, every car show, put the flyers in the cars till we built a poly. I mean, you guys, I don't know you except for Bustard and my neighbor and Tim now and the chief, and you make a decision, but I went to Craco Park. Them people will not walk from Craco Park to the Red Devil, the Moose. It's absolutely a waste. And if you don't want to okay it, you won't hurt my feelings. I'll retire the car show and my car show's gone. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I love you, your town. I put 41 years, and you know where I live, 41 years. I love this place. I fought for all kinds of things they were going to destroy in town here. This town isn't like any other town. We have a car show in Holly, not in Clarkston or Daviston. There's no other town like this. Everybody comes here because it's just fitting for everything. Old town, old cars, nice people. I mean, you can't beat it. And that's one thing we shouldn't throw away. But it's all up to you guys, and I won't be offended, not one bit. I'll let you make the decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Any further public comment?
Can I talk about this?
Yeah, it's about the car show. Welcome back, Mr. Love.
Hi, yes. Bob's done a great job on this. And the time and effort that he's put into it is just amazing. And it's an asset. I don't even understand anybody thinking about moving it. It's just kind of, what's the town going to be like? It's an asset, it's a dream, and it shouldn't be disparaged in any way. He's put so much time into it, it's just beyond belief to even think of doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Love. Andy?
Andy Keiko, 711 South Broad Street. I agree. The car show needs to stay. This new location potentially could still be a problem, though, because it's going to outgrow it. Again, it's already outgrown where it is. It's going to move one street away. It's going to outgrow that. We have north end of Holly. I mean, we can go right into the parking lot there for Holly Foods. We can start incorporating all of the north end as well, still within the DDA district. We can bring in food trucks, things like that, just as something to maybe think about. I think it gives it more room to expand. We can start really promoting it. You go to any other town, car shows are in major parking lots. I think it's just something worth considering. Thanks.
Thank you, Andy. Any further public comment? Hearing none? Seeing none? Okay. Council, discussion.
Madam President, can I kick it off?
Go ahead.
I would think that taking the car show out of downtown would be a major, major deficit to our community. I do know that we need to have a fire lane accessible, so I don't see why we can't, instead of going all over the railroad tracks, start at Civic and go down and close off Maple so people can still get around. And people can go down Broad, and they just go down, continue down Elm, or Broad to Elm, and we can go to North Street, so people can still cut through the rest of the neighborhoods that way to get around. That way gives them more growth. We've got our emergency access open where there's nobody parked in the center, and people can still walk and walk freely then in between everything. Nobody's scratching the cars. bumping into the cars, and they can make it even bigger. But I think it's like Bob had said, 45 years, 40 years, 45 years, whatever it was that it's been there, it's grown roots. It's like an old tree. If you take it out, it could devastate a lot more things. And I'd hate to see it go.
Thank you, Daniel.
I'm gonna step up on this one too. I think the car show should stay where it is, as it is. I recognize in our packet, which is also online for anybody who wants to see it, there is a letter from the DDA director who does state that the downtown businesses that he has spoken with, 70% are against the car show. I think that maybe we can come up with a way, if they are open during the car show or somehow to incorporate that, there's gotta be a way to kind of maybe patronize some of them, but I wanna see it stay exactly where it is in the tradition that it has been.
Amber?
A lot of thoughts. I kind of agree with Andy. I mean, I do feel like it is outgrowing the area that it's in. Obviously, we're having some issues. I agree with the safety standpoint. I don't necessarily agree with the DDA's position. I do think it's important, and I think it's important that people like you continue to serve your community long after you've sat up here, and I appreciate that. I feel like maybe we keep it and then potentially work on a better solution that works for both parties.
Okay.
All right, so as a newly appointed person for public safety,
Oh.
That
I have
don't
a
start
question
till
for
after
Police
meeting.
and Fire over there, because I know they had some concerns with it. Is there a way to keep it downtown and still have an access lane going through for public safety?
Will you give the microphone back to Jerry?
Now we've got,
We've
got Jerry and first.
Everyone commented on the businesses, I think.
So I gotta say in this role, so
Start that clock.
certainly, and I think you've all read my memo, and I think even Bob saw it online. This is a part of the history of our downtown, and there was a time where it saved the downtown. It brought the downtown to its life, right? So you have to respect all that. Is there, if council is moving in a direction, when you put all of it on the scale, and if council wants to move in a direction that kind of balances all of this, then I think the recommendation could be made, and I know we're getting a little deep into the season here, but we can easily modify this if we leave it in the existing condition that would allow for a fire lane, that wouldn't have it as packed all the way, blocking through. We could have better communication.
You keep staring at me.
Nothing. To maintain access through the car show itself, better access around it, as you had mentioned. These are things that we could do to develop, and I think if council certainly wants to keep that downtown, I think it's just some slight modifications to provide for. There's a rumor we had a fire once, and that's our biggest fear. It isn't just that, but that we've got to get in there, and it's usually the front access to buildings to do medical, and not just fire, but medical and other things. So we'll see what we can do. I think we could rearrange that and maybe stretch it out a bit, but I think that's doable. You're up.
I'm trying to think what to add after Chief Nurse there. Chief Watson warned me that I may have to talk about this tonight. Our concerns, obviously, there is that our ladder is 39 feet long, 38 feet long. Getting that through that downtown area in the event of a fire is very difficult for us. Having Saginaw to be able to access the south end of the community as opposed to using Broad Street, once that traffic shifts from Saginaw to Broad, and both those two roads are kind of one now, it's going to make it very difficult for us if we have to get to the south with that ladder truck or an engine through that corner there by Broad and Maple. if we're able to have some access where we can still get to the south end of the village through Saginaw Street, it'll make our responses easier. Just the difficulty of getting to kind of the southeast corner when that is downtown. Because if you move all that Saginaw Street traffic over to Broad, it makes it really difficult for us to get that engine around that engine or a ladder truck around that corner to get down to, say, a commercial structure fired on Cogshaw or South Cogshaw, or approaching a residential fire somewhere down in that area. It can make it difficult for us. That's the only thing I say. I enjoy the car show. I mean, my brother's got a restored 69 GTO, so I love cars. My first car was a 73 Cutlass. I love those old cars, so I appreciate what you're doing. It was,
Just leave that on the table.
yeah, I'm just gonna leave that on the table. I believe,
I do have one question. People are not parked on Saginaw. It's foot traffic at that point, right? The car shows I have gone to, the cars are not parked. We could move the barrier to get a fire truck through there in the event of a catastrophe. Am I right? I
Any
mean,
car show I've gone to.
Some
once
of
you
them
hit
are
Maple,
full.
It's,
Like curb to curb.
They could be curb to curb, but there is room on the main road.
no, there's
right?
always been.
No, some,
Parking's your,
yeah, sometimes there's a line of traffic or cars parked right in the middle as well. So it's basically 3 rows of cars going down.
So when I volunteered, the individual here was very adamant, I don't remember his name, to make sure there was a lane there, and you had to keep a fire lane open.
Yeah, every
So I-
time I've gone, there's a fire lane open.
Those were the instructions that was very clear. Don't park past this line because we're going to get in trouble. So half the lane was open, or half the street was open.
Bob would be the one that's that.
So maybe if there's, there's usually police involvement during the car shows, right? So
There-
maybe if
there
they could,
is.
if they could be there as a reminder, if this is a piece that council wants to consider.
We'll do anything we can to keep the things that we need to have our town be unique, a place we want to be as a destination, and be safe. And those are, I think, the 3 things that we got to do. And again, I think it's drawing board. If council's predominant position is, let's look at keeping it on Saginaw as opposed to 1 block over on Broad, then if we keep that on Saginaw, how can we make that so the fire department has access? If they have access, we have access. So how can we sit down? I would suggest team of fire, myself, and Mr. Alsop, if that's your wishes, to look at how we can redesign placement. It may modify that a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of modification. Yes, sir. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Let's start it right now.
I would like to, as Bob's coming up, I would like to
Make this
just-
guy my partner. And you.
I would like to take my.
oh,
wait. Bob, go ahead.
Just because you guys don't know the system, 40 years I know. Okay, you know how town is, the light coming over to the tracks. We always get everybody in here, and usually on this side, we start from the tracks all the way down. And Chief McGee okayed it when he was here. It had to be so many feet from that center line to them cars. So every Wednesday, I tell the people, please back up your cars to the curves for fire trucks. And McGee said that we could come through the alley if he had to. These guys are so skilled. After the car show, they're out of town in 30 seconds. They start their cars and they leave, all civilized. We'll all work together, I always have. And another thing I asked the consul and the chief. 4 o'clock comes around, 5 o'clock comes around. We get the cars all set. 7 o'clock, somebody comes by and says, I've been at Frankenmuth all day long. I want my mother effing car out right now. I said, I can't get it out. So we had to get everybody together, move their cars to get that 1 car out of that parking lot. And they will not move their cars at 5 o'clock. We got our signs out at 3.
I would say, talk to the council.
I mean, but April, but we get along. And, everybody says if there's a fire, what do you do with our cars? I said, you got insurance? They said, yes. I said, you get a check. If the fire truck comes down through there and bashes them. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But I took pride in that, and the chief always works with us. I don't see any problem at all, except for once in a while, the people won't leave the parking places, but we handle it.
I want to take my department heads off the hook a little bit too, just that, you know, they're advocating for public safety. Just same with DDA is going to advocate for their businesses. You know, at the DDA meeting
Gentlemen,
yesterday.
you can be seated. Thank you.
Yeah, at the DDA.
100% I agree about safety.
And the DDA is the same way, like, I know a lot of the DDA members have expressed, you know, their passion for the car show. And I don't want there to be any kind of confusion that anyone on staff or on council or the DDA, like, doesn't appreciate the car show and love its presence in the community. The other aspect of it too is we are looking at, as we are, you know, now for all special events, we're when we talk about additional police force, police presence, that comes with a cost. When we talk about road closures, it comes with a cost, you know. And
Is it
that's-
additional? I thought that we already had, maybe I'm wrong. I thought we already had an officer kind of hanging out at the car show.
I mean, we have officers that are on duty.
Reserve officers are there too.
Yeah, okay, or were you reserve officers? All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So,
Just
but
all-
as
all
for
stuff.
road closures and all of those things, as we are in our, you know, new special events, the instructions were to, you know, make sure that everyone is paying equally for, you know, road closures, all of those things, electricity, porta-johns, everything like that. We're trying to limit, expenses to all. And just, again, provide you guys the option. Unfortunately, you know, it's, you know, heavy lies the crown, so.
Okay. Buster?
Yeah, I would like to see, how it's gonna work out. I really would. I'd like to see the car show stay downtown and have Chief Nars, chief for the fire department, or the DDA director and that there, get together with Mr. Alsop and see what we can do to, make for the emergency type vehicles and that there to come through.
Thanks, Buster. Jim?
Thank you, Madam President. So my concern was with safety, and if it is a safety concern, we have Dickens Festival that closes the road down completely with no fire lane. So if we're talking about doing something with this, we need to also then start looking at the other events that are closing the road down completely, where there's no option to quickly move a stage out of the way, for instance.
And they have open fire.
So the other item that I think, this is the exact people we want in our town, they have a lot of disposable income. You're not having a old classic car restored if you don't have money to do it. And I think that some of the stores, if you don't sell something that caters to them, you know that you're gonna have a captive audience for a while. Sell it, right? They need water, right? Popcorn, people sell those, I guess.
Antique shirt.
Well, we would like to say you keep purchasing the popcorn, that money goes to high end.
Yeah.
Don't do the popcorn.
Throwing that out there.
Okay, I'm gonna read Kevin Stephenson's report. This is from the DDA director. I wanted to take some time to reflect on this application and to speak with the businesses in the affected area during the car shows. I enjoyed talking to Bob and hearing his account of how the car show began and its impact on downtown Holly. I value the historical significance and importance of the car show as Holly transformed into a more robust and vibrant downtown. The significance of the cruise and its role in helping Holly needs to be respected and considered, but so too do the concerns of the businesses affected during the weekly show. The overall feedback I received from the businesses is that while they appreciate the value of the show, it has a detrimental overall effect on their business. 70% of the businesses I have spoken with do not see any gain from the car show. Many, in fact, state that their business during the afternoon and evening of the show decreases over previous weeks. 4 businesses close at 3 during the shows to counter the reality that the cars and their owners block the sidewalks and access points to their stores. An overwhelming majority would like to see the car show continue, but in a different location going forward. Upon reflection, I agree with these sentiments. I also appreciate all that Bob and his team have accomplished over the years. While they may have helped save downtown in the past, the area has evolved, and the current business mix and models have changed to the extent that the show is now having a negative impact instead of a positive one. Considering that, I would suggest that the cruise move from Alley to Broad Street north of Junction but south of the Red Devil and make use of the Crapo Park parking as well this year. This offers the Village DDA and Cruise Alley a workable timeline to look at moving the cruise may need to happen again. I feel this solution balances the history of the car show against the needs of the merchants downtown, as it allows for a compromise that respects the tradition of the event while also promoting local business interests. I would also like us to work with the crews to encourage both the owners and visitors to explore downtown Holly and the businesses. How to achieve this goal is something we can discuss in the interim. I am glad to hear that Kevin is willing to work with everyone, and I hope the other department heads are as well. And it's not very often that I go against staff recommendations, but in this case, I think that I'd like to see it stay in where it's at for now. And I'm not just saying this because Bob has a cannon aimed at my house.
Oh, is that the house?
I think that it's a total vibe in the downtown area. You know, and if you wanted to move it next year or something in the future, then that's something that you'd have time to prepare for with the other chiefs. If you wanted to work on adding food trucks and all the other wonderful ideas people presented tonight, that might be a great venture for the future. Or if you were to resign, and I know that Logan from Williams is interested, if you were to turn it over to him at some point and tell him to do all the extra crap you don't want to deal with, that would be an idea for him to get involved. But I have no problem with it staying where it is for the year, as long as safety is maintained. And we cannot spend more money on public safety, but if we can utilize the same amount of safety officers that are typically down there anyways, and if they can just adhere to whatever plan you come up with our chiefs, I would be in favor of voting that it stay for now, under those stipulations. So what does the current motion say?
The current motion being,
There
sorry,
is no motion.
There is no motion.
There was no motion.
sorry.
I would like to make a motion.
I'm sorry, I thought there was a motion for the consideration of approval of the special event application for Cruise Battle Alley special event.
I think I introduced, and then we just kind of continued on from
No.
there.
Yeah,
But
nobody
as
Okay.
written, if you guys go through this, as written, it would be approval as it was presented by Mr. Alsop within his special event packet. But we also understand the direction of staff, of council, as far as to continue working with public safety, to address some of those concerns.
Okay,
So, but,
One item,
all right, well then, I will entertain.
Matt?
What?
one item.
Yes.
So to the point of the business owners, of cars showing up too early, is there anything we can do about that? Because I could see a problem there if they're literally there and they're not shopping. We've had problems with parking in the past anyway.
I don't know, I'm trying to picture what that would,
We could ask the applicant, for instance.
Can we ask, the applicant, Mr. Alsop, about that?
if they're, the question is if they're showing up too early.
So,
for it?
yeah, like the DDA director said, we're showing up too early. So if someone's in an old car and they're not buying anything, they're sitting behind their car, for instance.
It's public parking. I mean, unless we had restrictions on parking, and I think, I don't know if Chief Narsh would argue that at all, but.
so.
I don't know if we need a legal solution here. I think maybe just some
In
consideration
short,
from the
anytime,
participants.
I'm actually going to take the
Oh,
floor here
yes.
for a second.
Yes.
That's actually what I was going to say, is that it's public parking, and I don't know that there's any way to discriminate and tell them not to. There's especially not a way to say, if you're not purchasing anything, you can't hang out here. But I wonder if Bob could just ask people and say, hey, if you're showing up today, make sure you don't come until at least this time. And if you are coming, and then you're taking off and you're not going to spend money, it'd be really cool if you maybe didn't park downtown in front of the stores, and just ask people to use common respect. Jerry?
I think he's nodding.
I think he agrees.
In short, there's public parking and we have ordinances, but when we have an event, all ordinances are waived. That the event supersedes all ordinances. That's why you can have a party with a band in the street at 10 o'clock, but the noise ordinance says you can't, is because we came together as a community, we looked at, we want to have this event, we approved the music, we approved the lighting, we approved the food. So the event supersedes parking
We're
ordinances.
talking about preceding the event, so
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
it would be public parking, then that was.
So if there's parking down there and we have the event, then the parking is suspended for the event. The manner in which we communicate that, I think we can improve. And we'll help with that. And that's, I guess, what we're gonna say is with public safety. We'll do what we can to help educate about the parking and with the businesses, and maybe Kevin, our DDA director, can find out from the businesses how we can help them. And then certainly we can work as a team to do that. The other thing we can do, and we'll sit down and we'll look at it as fast as possible, with the fire department and us to look at how we can make sure that we have, normally it's an 18-foot lane. Normally it's an 18-foot lane for trucks. So, so let's look at how we can redesign it and get the cars in there, create that, and then still address the needs of the businesses, and then keep the cool thing rocking downtown. How's that?
All right. Council, I will entertain a motion.
So I would like to make a motion to approve the special event application as is, with a caveat that they will be working with public safety to be sure that there is an 18-foot truck lane available for safety.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Cole to approve the Cruise Battle Alley special event as presented with the caveat that they work with public safety, and we have a second by Wendell. Do we have any further public comment? Okay.
As far as discussion, I do believe for our downtown businesses, they have the DDA and the chamber to help them utilize the fact that this event brings in a lot of people. I hope that we can use that to help those businesses out. It's a great event. I'm glad to see it staying, as long as the vote goes my way.
Sure. If you don't mind, please approach and state your name and your address for the public record, please.
My name's Carol Pleva. I'm in 17090 John Donne Terrace, Holly. I just wondered why they closed off Battle Alley, because that was a great avenue for the cars to park.
So this isn't a back and forth. I'm sorry, that's not how public comment works. So we're not at leisure to answer you right now.
Okay.
It's not a Q&A. I apologize for that.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Council, any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
You did have one more.
I'm sorry, who, what?
Leslie.
Come on, oh, hi Leslie, come on up.
Sorry, I'm late, and if it was already discussed, I understand that some of the businesses struggle with the car show. I'm an avid person at the car show. Me and my husband, we bring 4 cars down every week. Well, 4 cars this year. But as far as the people down there, they are craving for those businesses to be open. All the people that bring the cars, we get up, we don't sit there and just sit in front of our cars. We like to go spend some money in the downtown, and so we go to the businesses. It's finally starting to open up where there's some restaurants, so people have been able to go to the restaurants and things like that. Pigeon the Parlor stays open a little bit late. Holly Cafe's slammed every car show night. So those businesses just would try it. I know they think in the past, maybe not, but I can tell you that people are screaming to go visit some of these They're always peering in the windows like this, and what's in this one, that's in that one. Luna's especially, everybody loves that one. So I'm just saying, good, maybe a trial, maybe one Wednesday a month or something like that. Just try it, because people are really looking forward to seeing some of the things that happen down there. So, okay.
Thank you for that, Leslie. Bob, we got to move on with the vote. You said plenty, and I really don't think there's going to be much argument or pushback here. Clerk, will you please call the
Point
roll?
to Kenya.
Kyer,
Yes.
Wendell,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Koskela,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes. Motion carried. Bob? I'm glad you came to speak. All right. Lisa, will you please read item D?
Consideration of council for the purchase of an Exmark 54-inch Laser X Series mower from Weingarts for the not-to-exceed amount of $13,760.
Do I have a first to consider item D of new business?
I'll make the motion to consider item D of new business to purchase the Exmark from Weingarts.
Please state the amount, not to exceed.
Not to exceed $13,760.
We have a motion by Wendell.
I will support that.
We have support by Cole. The floor is yours, Danny.
Good evening, council. How is everybody? Before you, you have a council action request to purchase a new mower. We received 3 separate bids. Weingarts came in at the lowest for a 54-inch mower that will be servicing the cemetery in Lakeside. The reason for the smaller mower deck is to fit in between headstones and such. This was something that Brian had previously put in the budget last year that you guys approved. So now that we're just towards the end of the budget, it's still, the money's still there, and I'd like to get it purchased. The one other thing with Weingarts is there is a 5-year full coverage warranty, as well as if they cannot repair the mower within 24 hours, they will provide us with a replacement mower until they fix the mower. That was unavailable through every other dealer. So they're the cheapest, and they also offer quite a cool replacement policy.
Okay. Any public comment on this item? Hearing none, seeing none. Council discussion.
I would like to point out in the quotes that Danny submitted, Weingarts in this quote lists this lawnmower at $19,092. They are selling it to the village at $13,760, which is a great discount for our needs. I appreciate that.
Council?
I have a question. If in the future we went with like the separate millage for the cemetery, if we were separating that out of the budget, would a future purchase like this be able to be added with that because
As long as we are showing that it's being used directly for the cemetery operations, I would have to, that's a very, special case, and I'd have to look at it, but I believe that would be fine, yep.
All right, so my other comment is, and I'll probably sound like a broken record with this, for me personally, I am going to vote no on all the spending that comes before us without a capital improvement plan, because I feel it's really important to prioritize what we need and without saying one. So.
I do have a question for you, Danny. How come all the quotes are including the UltraVac double bag system?
It was a wish list item. We only budgeted for so much, and prices went through the roof, and.
So we're not doing, none of these are gonna be.
No, I'd love to get a bagger this coming budget season for it, absolutely.
Well, I know bagger would be nice, and I know Weingarts has a really good, from being a former landscaper, I know Weingarts has a really good, warranty thing. And have you guys demoed one of those to see if it fit to the headstones and everything else?
We currently have a 54-inch that's all broken and beaten. It's
Okay.
at its end of useful life.
Okay.
Council?
That's our,
Yep.
thank you. That's our only one that we can use at the cemetery, is the 54-inch that is past
No,
its
I have a 60-inch rear discharge, and I also have a 60-inch with a side UltraVac. So the rear discharge doesn't allow for a vac unit on it because it's specifically designed to be used in a cemetery. It's not throwing grass out the side, it throws it out the back. The UltraVac 60 is what we would use in like a larger section to start to do, picking up leaves, where the 54 fits in some of our smaller, older sections.
So if you don't get this, what does that mean?
I'm fixing the old one and hoping it makes another year.
So is it something that we could say we delay until it does break and it's not able to be fixed?
Is there some other use for this money?
I mean, we have a budget coming up that we're gonna need all the money.
Absolutely, and this was budgeted last year.
Just because it's budgeted and not spent doesn't mean we need to necessarily spend it all.
Okay.
I'm saying, so if for instance, we didn't buy this time, the 54-inch is currently serviceable
Yeah, it's probably gonna need about $5,000.
to even mow again.
Yes,
And without that, you don't think we can do the cemetery properly?
correct.
What is wrong with our current 54?
The hydro pump on the left side is bad, the right side's getting weak, and 2 spindles are bad.
How about the deck?
The spindles on the deck
No,
are
I mean,
bad?
the deck itself, has the deck itself got holes?
No.
But is it getting thin?
On the sides, it gets thin.
So, yeah, it wouldn't be feasible in my eyes to try to repair it anymore.
Well, and we are the stewards of a historical cemetery at the moment. I think we are gonna put it to a vote, as I've heard President Brandon discuss a cemetery millage and things like that, but until that happens, we are the stewards of this cemetery and the people who are there and their families.
And there's nothing to say. We can't speak to what the outcome of a millage ballot proposal would.
Well, and I just wonder too, with the cost of 13,000 for a brand new one, and you wanna sink $5,000 into one that's already broken, and who knows how much else we would have to put into that, so it just doesn't make sense to throw a third of what we would be spending on a new one into something that we don't even know how long that $5,000's gonna last us.
The ones that need repairs, would you be able to sell them, or would you keep them around for spare parts?
No, we would sell that one. We're switching brands. That would be the goal of this, is
Any
to
clue
get to
what-
Exmark because Exmark is widely carried throughout. We currently have Hustlers. I have to go through Flint, New Holland, and they have to order all of their parts, so
Any
it
clue
takes
what
us
you
a
can sell them
month.
for?
I'm sorry?
Any clue what you can sell them for?
I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would, I just had to ask. Counsel?
I did also look up, I didn't realize that the inches were so important, so I don't remember exactly what the inch is where I looked up, but rental was like $1,600 to $1,800 a month. So if that helps anyone decide.
Yeah, that's a good point. So if we did break and we had to look around, there's another $1,600 to $1,800 while we're looking.
A point of clarification on the millage that Councilmember Ryan was talking about, I believe he's referring to that any municipality can actually charge 1 mil without, it's not a ballot proposal, it'd be, we can charge, for having a historic cemetery,
Oh.
you can actually charge 1 mil for cemetery operations.
I see. Thank you for the clarification. So I guess we could speak to the outcome of that.
Well, I
Why
think
is
we
that
milled
on us?
everybody.
All right.
Yeah, we talked about it during our budget work session, but that was 6
Okay,
hours.
yeah, yeah, that was, okay. Council, anything else? No? Okay, clerk, did I do public comment?
Yes.
I did. Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Wendell,
Yes.
Ryan,
No.
Cole,
Yes.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Koskela,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes, motion carried. Lisa, will you please read item E?
Consideration of council for the purchase of a Generac mobile diesel engine-driven generator from Wolverine Power Systems for the not-to-exceed amount of $65,643.
Do I have a first to consider item E of new business?
I'll make, consideration of council the purchase of a Generac mobile diesel engine-driven generator from Wolverine Power System and not to exceed an amount of $65,643.
We have a motion by Weinbrenner.
I will support that.
We have support from Cole. Danny, the floor is yours.
So, council, we have a total of 13 sanitary lift stations. Currently, I have one generator to service 13 of them. All the other ones are from 1986. They are old. I can't find anybody to work on them anymore. Jack Bilby has worked on the engine portion of things as many times as he can. Unfortunately, with like the old brain boards in there, if you will, there are things that he can't repair. We just don't have anybody to work on them anymore. The one that I do have, FYI, is actually undersized for what we do, so we actually have to turn one pump off within a dual pump station. These are variable drive pumps, and if we underpower them, it does affect the longevity of the pump. So this is very necessary to get this purchased. If you looked at your quotes that you did see, this did come in as the cheapest quote. This does have to do with Sourcewell pricing. Sourcewell is basically vetted contractors. It's very similar to MI Deal. That's why he was able to come much further down than the other quotes. Also, the other quotes, I believe, were a bigger KW because they were different brands. Certain brands only have certain KW ratings, and so his actually fits our needs the best in terms of KW.
Importantly, this is a budgeted item, and it's
Yes.
coming out of the sewer fund, not the general fund.
Yep.
Just,
Yep, this is money, yep.
and to steal President Brandon's first question, what would happen if you don't have this generator and something?
We're
fails?
renting a generator for, I don't know how much. They're very expensive.
If
I
you
know.
can't get a generator though,
Oh, we're backing up sewer into basements.
I am not.
Big power outage.
it's the fan.
Yeah.
Literally up Schitt's Creek. Got it. Okay. Okay, we have our first and second, we have our intro. Any public comment on this item? Hearing none, seeing none. Council? Thomas?
All right, so again, I know the importance of it, and the reason why I'm bringing it up again for voting no for the capital improvement is just to stress the importance of having the capital improvement plan presented to us, so we know where to spend the money. So, with this being like emergency thing, if we vote a no, maybe that would get us the capital improvement plan a little faster. So, that is why I'm saying.
As our newly appointed public safety official or committee member, when these fail and we have raw sewage backing into people's basements.
I'm gonna throw it at your house from my house.
But, as a joke, all joking aside, the quotes that were given to us, other than this one for 65,000, were 80 grand plus. If we are looking in these, it is the most economical. Sometimes the lowest isn't always the greatest, and we understand that, but where we're at and where the sewer fund is at, I don't disagree with 65,000 for a
And, and Tim, you did say this is coming out of the water sewage fund, or sewer fund, I mean? So this has nothing to do with general fund, this is what they're, so.
Budget item, yep, that we have from our sewer fund, yep.
What's the warranty look like?
I think it's a 2-year warranty. I don't know if they provide service or not. It'd probably be on the DPW to provide service,
Okay,
oil changes and such.
and we've got BLB on hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this generator only gonna be used at the sewer lift stations, or can it be used in other applications as well?
So it will be specifically wired for lift stations.
So it won't be running out to other devices or other things like Dickens Festival or any of that?
Correct. We have a generator for that. Yep. It's a whisper watt generator. That generator specifically is manufactured in order to run smaller voltages and do festivals type situations. It's not big enough to run a lift station.
They are also providing you guys with training, I noticed.
Yes, free of charge.
Okay.
Jim?
Thank you. So I think this is something that if we wait on, and there is a big power outage, you're not gonna be able to find one to rent. Because every other municipality and everyone that needs a generator is gonna be renting it.
Very similar situation we ran into at wastewater, April 4th, when we flooded over there. Every pump was up north. So I know we're talking pump versus generator, but no pump companies had a pump for us. We had to like beg and plead to get a pump. So, very similar situation. It's very real world.
Okay, I mean, I am with Councilman Ryan, we need our capital improvement plan. Now, maybe with our new planning commissioner, though, we can, maybe you can help convince them to get up on it. Clerk, please call the roll.
Ryan,
No.
Cole,
Yes.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Cascola,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Wendell,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes, motion carried. Lisa, will you please read item F?
Consideration of council for the purchase of playground equipment from Game Time in the not-to-exceed amount of $7,000.
Do I have a first to consider item F of new business?
I will make the motion to purchase the playground equipment from Game Time in the not-to-exceed amount of $7,000.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Kyer, we have a second by Wendell. Danny?
I'll invite Amber to come in on this if you feel the need. We installed a new playscape at Lakeside Park, and the Parks Commission has identified that particular playground is for 5 to 12-year-olds, I believe. And so they really would like to have some equipment there for some smaller children. And they have identified a few different pieces of equipment. We got a couple different quotes, and here we are. I want to thank Tim for pushing this one through late evening after the Parks meeting. We really wanted to, the Parks Commission really just would like to push this through as it's been promised for a year now. So the reason for the do not exceed amount is because we realized that on the quote, they spec'd out one base. We're actually going to need 2 bases. So there'll be an increase in cost for just the second base and then probably a little bit additional on shipping. So still well under the other quotes.
And this does not include installation. Again, they will help our DPW be able to do it, so we won't have to pay installation from a third party as well.
And I would like to add one other thing. We did send one of our employees to a playground safety course. It was very intense. It was a state mandated test. We don't know if he passed yet, 'cause being the state, it does take a while. But included with that, they talk about proper installation, proper placement, and everything like that. So hopefully he passed, and we would have somebody on staff that could point us in the right direction of safely installing these pieces of equipment.
Any public comment on this item? Regina, that hand went up so fast.
I was imagining their test that he's having to swing without kicking his leg.
You can tell who's not.
Regina Keiko, 711 South Broad Street. This has been something that's been discussed for a long time, and I do believe we had promissory monies that were given to us from the dispensaries that was for playground equipment, and I think it's very important to follow through on the fact that these monies were specifically given to the village to spend through parks on playground equipment to better our community. Our playgrounds are in desperate need of improvements, and we have a very limited budget, and it's been a lot for Amber to pull this together and, come up with all the quotes, and I think it would be really successful to start in one park and continue improving them, and I think the kids really need it, so that's it.
Thank you, Regina. Any further public comment? Hearing none, seeing none.
One more comment.
Go ahead.
Just so we're all aware too, at one point, we did try to get some used equipment, from the township parks. So the Parks Committee has always been very fiscally responsible, so we've tried every which way to do this, and as you can see on some of these, it's double the prices of, the one that I'm asking you to approve, as long as things go my way. So I just wanted you to consider that as well.
The reason why we did not purchase them from the township was because we had no paperwork, we had no paper trail. In order to legally purchase and install playground equipment, it has to be ANSI certified. The company manufacturer has to be ANSI certified through the state. The township could not produce any documentation as to where these toys came from or who produced them. And that's a huge liability for the village I was not about to take on. So that is why we did not do business with them.
That sounds responsible as well.
Yeah,
Council?
Willie Go is, I love the name of that.
Willie Go.
Their quote was $21,000, so you guys are spending within it. I can tell you when I was on Parks, it was at the time, they had already torn down the old one. I was not part of the Lakeside where they took that down, but people were heated for a very good reason, and people have been asking for top playground equipment for a very long time, and I'm glad that you got it through.
Yeah, this isn't just an expense, this is an investment in our families with young children, as many people on council do. So, I'm all for it. Council, anything else? Tom?
Do we still have any of that money from the dispensary? Okay.
Oh yeah, for 2 years, we've been receiving that money and not spending it. So we have plenty.
It's pledge money, it's not, it was state promissory, there's a difference about pledge and promissory, but yeah.
Council?
The only thing I see wrong with, one of the, the invoices is that they're charging us tax, and then they do have the second ground mount on it, that would be on the Kids Gotta Play. They're charging us, they don't have the tax taken off. They do have the second ground mount on there. And do you think we could've got a discount from them at all?
No, they did not offer
Or
any
they're
kind of
being
discount.
Snub-nosed?
Yeah, pretty much. And hounding me consistently on, when are you going to buy it?
Oh, well, then that's no good there then.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cole?
Yes.
Weinbrenner?
Yes.
Cascola?
Yes.
Kyer?
Yes.
Wendell?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes, motion carried.
Thank you, council, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Danny. That moves us to old N, which is new G. Holly FOIA policy.
Consent agenda. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, not old. Consent N is now new G. My recommendation is that we table this until next month when Gildner is here.
I second that idea.
I'll entertain a motion, whether it's to table it, whether it's to approve it as presented. I'll entertain a motion.
I have a procedure question about it.
Sure.
For updates to policies and stuff like that, do they have to be in new business or can they be a consent agenda?
I don't know.
It's council preference on that. There's no established way that, you know, if council wants it in consent, if there's no concerns, we've done it before, where it's just gone on it. If council wants them to be presented in new business, we can do it as new business. This one should have been on new business to start with. You know, President Brandon and I had talked about it afterwards. That's why I already had a slide for it, because I knew it was going to get pulled down. Based on
That was my question about that. I wasn't sure about the process for it.
So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to table, old business
Consent N.
consent, yeah.
Can I will make the motion to table consent agenda letter N, new business letter G, approval of the updated Village of Holly FOIA policy until Gildner is present.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Cole, we have a second by Wendell to table that item.
It should be to postpone, to table is move it to the end of the meeting.
Shannon amended her motion to postpone. Wendell, do you amend your
I
second?
amend mine also.
Okay, thank you. To postpone. Okay, since we're just postponing it, I don't think that we really need to do, because we'll have a public comment for it next time. I don't think we need to do one. Do you think? I mean, I'll offer it just in case. Any public comment? Okay. That's solved. Any more?
Look like you
Do have
got
something.
something, Tim.
Go ahead.
So regarding the letter we received, the written legal opinion, can we just confirm if council has to release that information? Because I thought council was the only one that could decide if we have privilege or not, and if we.
He did not write that under privilege.
Yeah, but my understanding is he doesn't get to decide what's privileged or not. We are the ones that get to decide what's privileged.
And
Otherwise, he could just say, this isn't privileged, and
It was my
policy for us.
understanding when council consented to having, or kind of had the consensus to have him write that opinion, that it was to be public information from the get.
That wasn't followed in the past though, because we've had other questions for it and we went in the closed session for it.
So whatever it is,
I see no harm in having the vote for it to be public information, to be on the safe side.
Which is what the Attorney Gilner says too. So
Okay.
I just think it's our information, it's not his information. We're the client.
I see no harm in asking Gildner his opinion on that.
Yeah.
So back to the motion at hand. Clerk, please call the roll.
Weinbrenner,
Yes.
Cascola,
Yes.
Kyer,
Yes.
Wendell,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Brandon.
Yes, motion carried. That item is postponed until Gildner is present. This moves us to reports. Tim?
Yeah, okay. So, a few things. So at the last meeting, or our special meeting on the 27th, I was given instructions by council to look into a few items from the DDA perspective. I just wanted to follow up on them. You have some, I added some things into your packets for this meeting. Attorney Gildner had spoken with the DDA attorney in regards to some of them. Attorney Gildner and I have spoken several times since then. I don't think he's actually heard back. He's talked to that attorney. She was supposed to follow up. I don't think he's heard back from her. However, I've pretty much gotten all the answers from Kevin through discussions, so I'll just proceed. Item one that you guys asked me to look into was the Holly DDA 501c3 bylaws. Kevin provided them to me. They are in your packets. I know there's probably some, we still have to figure out like what that relation is a little bit more, but the specific question was to get the bylaws and they're in your packet. The $500 Holly Post purchase, I know that there's probably going to be further discussion on that when we get to council reports. However, the guidance that I received was to determine who made the purchase. I have the check request in there. Basically, the instructions I got at the last meeting, that was if it was done by have that removed. No. If it was done by the director, not from chair or a member, then to proceed. However, I know that maybe more information has come out, that during council reports, I might get further guidance on how to proceed with that. The DDA bylaws, having spoken with Kevin, he actually, I also included the executive director's report. He mentions it in there, but he has confirmed that they're going to pull down the old bylaws. Him and I are going to work on updated bylaws within the next couple months. Basically, we are saying that within the next 2 to 4 months, that we are hoping to have updated bylaws that we've both gone through and worked on, and present them to both the DDA and council for approval. The other question of using tech funds outside of budget approvals, obviously, I stated at the time that I believe that all expenditures should be you have to follow Public Act 2, they have to follow our budgetary procedures within council. I have expressed to the DDA last night at the meeting, as well as with Kevin, that I would specifically we were talking about the legal expenses on this one, them to be budget amendments that come to council, and they concurred that that's how they will proceed, at least to do the process as it goes so far. So we'll hopefully continue with that. The solicitation email was another request that you guys asked for. I included it within the packet. It did not come from the chair or a member. It came from the director. It's in there, although whether that was directed or not, I don't know. I'm assuming it probably was to some extent, but it did come from the director, not from, from the interim director, Jennifer at the time, not from the chair. Another thing that, it wasn't specifically asked of me, but something that Councilmember Cole had brought up in the meeting too, she wanted to find out about. Previously, the director would come to council meetings and present things, and Kevin has agreed to come at least do quarterly reports, and then anytime there's a DDA item to present, that he'll come and present it to council. And like I said, you also have the DDA director report in there, but that is kind of my synopsis of the specific things that you asked me to investigate at the April 27th meeting. In other news, I got a little slide up there for flyer. So we are working with the EPA and Eagle for our Get the Lead Out program. What that Get the Lead Out program is, and I've got Danny here that can also talk probably more eloquently than I on it, but it's the service line replacement, the lead service line replacements throughout the community. Michigan has a requirement for all communities to replace any lead service lines. And so they are going to work on us with the identification piece, the education of our community, as well as identifying it. And so our first event with them will be at the farmer's market this Sunday. I'll be there with them at the booth, and we're just going to start informing the community about what it looks like, how you can identify yourself, and we're going to work on how we are going to work as a team to start identifying and sourcing, and start doing replacements of these lead service lines. I just got an email. If you actually know you have a lead service line, it's not on the slide right now because we just got it done today. If you email questions@hollyvillage.org, you can just let us know about your lead service line if you have any questions, and we will follow up with you. That email is coming to Danny and myself at the time. We're the ones monitoring that inbox. They're also going to come to some other events, as well as they are going to, next week from Tuesday on Monday, I'm doing some interviews with them to provide some content for social media, to put out there some videos about a lead service line, what we're doing within the community, as well as Tuesday through Friday, we're going to work together to digitize all of our records as far as our curb cards and all of those things for our past information, so that we can get it in our system and look at what we currently have. Danny, do you have anything more on Get the Lead Out?
I'll just speak on it real quick. So the EPA identified a lot of communities within Michigan that kind of just needed help getting the program off the ground because it is state mandated that we do this. It was due, I think, last year. And so now that we don't have the resources in order to do it, they are reaching out to communities to help get a plan together. And that's why we're reaching out. They help with all of this public engagement because if we can get the public involved in order to have them identify their service line, my guys don't have to go door to door to 28 or 3,800 residents and go verify what their service line is coming in. They can snap a picture, simply run through the instructions that GLOW is going to give out to residents if they can find it. Hopefully we can get all the information out. And they can then self-identify their service line. So it's going to be a huge help, and I encourage all residents to participate in this program.
So he said it was due last year, but it was a requirement from 2018. That the village basically had done nothing on since that requirement came out. But Danny and I, one of my directives to him when he came on was like, this is something we're going to attack immediately together. Brian wanted to get on it and tackle it, but it was something he would have to start late, in the winter of his, retirement. So we decided to tackle it right away with Danny. Danny identified this program with the EPA and has been very proactive. And they've worked with us a lot. You're going to see a lot of different social media things on this. But no, we're excited to work with them. The team seems very motivated. The people we're specifically working with are General Dynamic contractors provided by the EPA. Yes. And we've also applied for several grants to provide these, when we're actually replacing the service lines, we're hoping to get some grants. The Federally Distressed City Village Township was one that I submitted for this. I submitted 2 congressional funding options for this. So we're just waiting to hear back on some of those. So, and again, this program, when we do the replacements, it should not be at any cost to the residents. It should be the replacement, at least to the replacement of the line should be covered by the municipality in this case, and that's why we have to get the grants for them. Yeah, per Michigan law. Yeah, it's not, an option for us. All right, on the farmer's market as well. I'm not going to put a social media post out this. I'd ask everyone else not to put a social media post on this. However, if you're in the room, it's a kind of cool thing that's happening at our farmer's market this Sunday. It's actually going to be probably after the farmer's market is closing at the very end, is that we're having a train come from Saginaw into Holly, and it's the Polar Express train that they're going to stop for. About 100 people are going to get off the train and come around town. They don't want us to put social media posts out there because there is an avid train groups out there that will come and just, not interfere, but they will gawk. And they had, I think, some negative terms they called them that I don't want to repeat, but the people that are just really advocates for the trains.
I can't repeat them if you want.
Yeah, no. They're going to be out there on Sunday. So, just really cool engine. They're just coming in for about an hour, hanging out, check out our businesses in the downtown, and take off. And so I was talking to the director of that today, I expressed we would like this to be coordinated better with us in the future because we didn't know about this until Chief Nurse sent me a text about it over the weekend, and we're going to communicate more. And we said, but we would like to see more.
Sorry,
of this.
did you forget that I told you last week?
I do. Forget.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I told you Joe Mischler was going to call you and follow up on it.
Oh yeah, Joe Mischler. No, I don't remember Joe Mischler calling me.
It's fine. I look like Jerry.
I never received any official correspondence from the train, the STEAM Institute on it.
STEAM Institute.
I think it was called like the STEAM Institute. I think it is.
Awesome.
On it, no official correspondence, but.
Is this Lake State?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing this, Lake State.
And so but I did also express we love it. We want to see more of it. We want to highlight the importance of the railroad industry in our community. They'll be stopping in Martha. They shouldn't be blocking any roads. We'll see how this test run goes.
You can block Martha Street.
In front of the depot area, right before Martha, in Crapo Park.
No roads will be blocked.
No roads will be blocked. That's what they say. If you notice in the picture up there, that was from today. Danny was out there and his team doing some more work at the depot. We're going to continue. Obviously we had some flooding concerns and things that pulled our team away from it for a little bit, but we're starting to clear away some of the debris. We're going to get some fresh sand in to finish our backfilling on it. We're going to secure the doors. One of the problems with the reason doors aren't closed right now is when the building moved, everything kind of shifted, so we can't really close the doors all the way. We're going to have to do some work on it. We're going to essentially board up the doors. I'm looking at actually getting some decals or something that look like the doors put on there that said, construction, no trespassing. So it shouldn't be so unsightly until we get some of the construction work done. We're hoping to eventually be able to, once we get that site a little more secure, be able to move in the fence, maybe rather than doing the snow fencing or a police line, maybe do a little bit more of attractive fencing option as well, because we don't know when exactly we're going to have it open to the public, but we also needed to deter trespassing, and so staff is working on that right now. I already mentioned some of the flooding that happened. We had our team out, including we had our police, fire, and myself and the clerk treasurer out doing damage assessments in the community. If any community members were affected by the flooding that occurred previously, not new flooding, they can do the self-report that is on our social media. That was part of our email blast. We no longer have the tablets or anything to do anymore ourselves, but they can still self-report. And as you saw, the governor did our emergency order as well. So that allows us and our community to maybe get some funding back for not only residents, but also for our wastewater treatment plant and other items that may have been damaged. I know the question about the street sweeping came up earlier. I've heard some things about that. Our street sweeper has been down because it was needed repair. I believe that it's.
Parts came in today, we got pulled off the door at Depot.
Yep. So we're doing a shell game of where we're putting our people. So, but yeah, we're gonna get that back up and running, and so.
It's a brand new truck.
Yeah, no, we have a ton of other things going on, but that's my broad reports.
So for me, I'm going to be doing the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request update. In the month of April, the Village of Holly has received 8 FOIA requests. We have completed and closed 8 of the FOIA requests, and then there's 1 historical request that's still in lawsuit status. Village tax settlement has been completed and accepted by Oakland County for all delinquent taxes. I have included on your desk there the evaluations for myself and the village manager, and they've been placed by your seats here. And if you could please prepare those and have those completed by Tuesday, June 16th.
15th is my birthday, just a reminder.
I beat you.
So please complete it by the 14th. No, I'm just kidding. And then the village manager, myself, and department heads, like Tim was stating, is that we are researching grant fundings and opportunities, and we're applying for multiple grants. There's multiple grant opportunities out there, so we've been diligently working and trying to apply for these grants.
One other thing, and just I want to piggyback on that too, and I've been working with the staff on this too, is that we're trying to establish a better grant management program too, so that when we are applying for grants, although we have some people that have been very proactive in going after them, there hasn't been a great management program as far as identifying where it is, where it's in the process, and all that. And so we're trying to consolidate that and making sure that we have a tracking mechanism, that if we're going after a grant, it's the most effective use of that grant, that if it's a police and fire one, that we're saying the same things, that Chief Watson doesn't just go after it and preclude Chief Narsh from doing the submittal, things like that. So we're just we're trying to clean up our administration even when it comes to grants.
Project administration, yeah. That's it.
Okay. Jim?
Thank you, Madam President. Trying to think if the Planning Commission met recently.
Maybe they should to do our,
We've been, we've gone through a few different processes with the CIP.
only messing with you.
Want to fight over it? Okay. All right. Finance Committee, I've seen some traffic on that of us getting together. I think Ms. Cole was one who brought it up.
I think if we can have some answers of how we need to do our water rates before our budget is signed, that would be ideal. That's a month. I know we still have some legal questions that we're trying to figure out and how to address, so if we can have some direction and say, prioritize, somehow. Water rates, so Mr. Price did indicate that there will probably be something else having to do with the DDA conversation. So I want to thank Mr. Price for enabling me to speak with Attorney Gildner. Now, the only item I really had was the $500 item. The whole point of bringing it up was my understanding was something was done wrong. The process was done wrong, and there may have been malfeasance, misfeasance, or something was incorrect. Now, did the attorney speak to that at all?
He basically stated yes, that we believe maybe the process of time was done wrong. He doesn't think that there was necessarily, at least in my conversation with him, that what has been done retroactively to correct it. Obviously, it doesn't correct what's been done in the past, but it's been done correctly since then. The expense was incurred, right? But the process they followed since then has been correct.
So, but I guess my original question was, do the actions that have currently taken place cure and fix what the actions that were done originally?
I think the only other concern that was addressed at the time that we had spoken with was whether or not it was whether it actually went over to the board, the DDA board, to do an official vote on that item. And myself and the attorney, we kind of agreed that the director should have some ability to do their discretionary spending of some amount, whether it's 500 or, and so that we kind of said, all right, well, we have to correct things moving forward. Kevin, myself, we trying to, move past some of these things, and he believed that it fell under that discretionary spending.
Yeah, the attorney did.
Yeah.
Okay, so for instance, we didn't have a director at that time.
Yeah, like I said, the things that were done in the past were probably done we had interim directors, Jennifer and Christina in previous. The check request that got submitted and approved was done by Kevin, and so that's what I'm saying, that the resolution or the process that eventually happened was correct.
So his check correct fixed all the errors that had happened previously.
But I think that the corrective measures that the clerk treasurer and the village president did to prevent it actually from moving forward past the actual.
You still didn't answer the question though. So
I think he said yes, that basically how they're
for
moving
going
forward.
forward, but he didn't answer going backwards. So the actions, Kevin submitted a check request. Does that fix the actions previously? Does that make the actions that were done previously okay?
Are you asking if there was an ethics violation that occurred?
Not even
that
ethics,
needs
no,
to
not even
go through?
ethics. So yes, we're gonna do everything right going forward, but Kevin said, hey, yes, here's a check request. So he submitted the check request, but does that cure what was done previously? So I don't care necessarily going forward, I wanna know what happened in the past.
I think, I don't want to speak for Attorney Gilbert. I mean, obviously, we talked about it at length in several different, and we obviously threw out a lot of different scenarios. I am of the opinion, because it was prevented to the actual, the money from the municipality did not get submitted or paid until the check was done. From my point of view of things that occurred, our checks and balances stopped it from being done incorrectly. And so we prevented it from happening at that point. Now, whether the DDA what their processes were in advance to that, was it done correctly? No, but I think they fixed it since then.
So what they did was not correct.
At the time, I don't believe it was done correctly.
So I'm saying, so it was not done correctly, and no actions that have been taken thus far could fix those previous actions.
So are you looking for punitive action or educational?
So I think what the problem is right now, we're saying, well, they did something wrong, but going forward, it's fine.
No.
That's not what I'm.
From what I got, it was, they stopped what was going on that was wrong, they stopped it in its tracks.
Right.
They fixed it, and moving forward, they continued following the rules that's supposed to be going on.
So
what they did what the $500 spent was spent perfectly fine.
But it wasn't actually spent because
No.
our checks and balances stopped it.
So when you enter into a contract, and you say, I'm going to be paying you today, that's done today. It doesn't matter necessarily the check is made to you.
But their process has changed. So somebody made a mistake.
So we are
We
acknowledging
didn't-
somebody made a mistake.
We didn't pay out on that mistake because the treasurer, clerk, and the president asked for proper paperwork. Things didn't get paid out. People were mad things didn't get paid out.
So hold on.
And we certainly took heat for that, but now we have processes in place to correct those.
So in the discussion we had, was the discussion regarding the process of a purchasing policy, or did it have something else? Because the process, yeah, the process isn't the purchasing policy. You can't, that's what I'm saying, you can't cure the actions by a purchasing policy.
Okay, I've asked you this before. What is it that you would think would fix this or correct it?
So, well, that's what I'm trying to understand. I'm not sure if there was a problem in the past.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If there is no way to correct it, what would you like to see done?
No, there is a way to correct it.
Okay, then what is it?
So, talking with Mr. Gilder, this is what Mr. Gilder has said. To correct this, they would have to vote and authorize the charge.
Okay, a retroactive vote.
That's it.
Okay, so we can ask them to do that. We cannot make them do it.
Well, we can make them do it. We have leverage.
We're not allowed to use anything for leverage.
Yes.
We're allowed to vote on the things that we have authority over for the purpose of voting on those things for doing what is right, not to use as leverage. We've specifically had conversations with their attorney about that in the past.
Okay.
We took an oath not to use their leverage.
I don't think that that's in our oath. It says to do the job to the best of our abilities and uphold the Constitution. But I do think that every other law still applies as well, even though we didn't particularly take an oath stating that.
That would be ethics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ethics and laws all apply along with our oath.
I think if there was, if we were to say, hey, was there an ethical thing done wrong? I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that part of our ethics ordinance states that if we identify an ethics issue, the first action is to correct it. If we can do corrective training and identify it and fix it on the spot, then it doesn't need an investigation. It doesn't need all those things. And I feel like that has been done, that we've identified it, we've made corrective actions for moving forward. Kevin's on the same page, we're on the same page.
To back Jim up, I asked for a retroactive vote on the DDA for this matter a long time ago, and I can't make them do anything, right?
So
So-
we acknowledge it's wrong.
Jim, we have all acknowledged it's wrong. We can't convince them that it's wrong.
Okay.
So what do you want to see happen?
Well,
Because I want
so
you to feel satisfied with
Sure,
this.
I don't think I ever will, and that's fine. I don't really want to fight something if I don't have lawyers with me, okay? I think, watching the DDA meeting last night, hearing the DDA director talk about how they're talking with their attorney to figure out what was it, to figure out how much of a separation we have in their own body and everything else. And then all the limits that they're trying to put on communication between us. And you look at the bylaws that are currently in place, and from 2003, where council has access to, we have access to closed sessions of the DDA. So there was never the intent to have complete secrecy and everything else. There's supposed to be some oversight here. There's supposed to be some communication, and I think what's happening is that's going by the wayside. And I think that's gonna hurt our residents ultimately.
Thank you.
That reminded me of a thing that I did not mention in my report. We still need to schedule our Miller Canfield PA 57 training cooperatively with the DDA. We haven't established new dates. We had to reschedule the last one, and so we need to start looking at dates that work.
And I think it's just a pattern. Like, we told them they can't spend money on an attorney. The next month, they said, we're gonna go out and we're gonna get tech funds. Well, that changed once I said, how are you spending tech funds when we haven't approved your budget? Now it's we're gonna submit budget approvals, budget requests. And they're up to $11,000 in budgetary requests that we have definitely not approved. Now, staff is also communicating with their attorney, and the last action that we've given as the policymakers is don't spend any more money. So, I mean, it's very simple to come and just say, we want to spend money, and then they can talk to us and we can say, okay, spend money. But why that hasn't happened, it just doesn't make any sense.
Anything else?
I think that is gonna be it.
Thank you, Jim. Buster?
Yeah, at the last, our council meeting and that, I was requested to do the, talk with, Tina Alvarado in reference to the CDBG funds. I spoke with her on that, and, she would like to set up a meeting with you, Tim, and that there, or you contact her, and she will make, time to talk to you about the CDBG funds.
Wonderful. Thanks, Buster. Is that it for you?
That's it.
Tom?
All right, so I have a few items. I'm going to start off with the American Legion's having their Poppy Drive this Friday and Saturday. So if anyone wants to volunteer to stand on a street corner to collect funds for them and sell the poppies, they are still looking for some volunteers. You can contact me and I'll get you in touch with Tina, or if you already know Tina Thurlow, she's the commander. She can also set you up with the schedule on that. Another question I have is that analytics tool that we hired for the budget. Is that complete yet? Because it was supposed to be completed in 3 months, and it's been a very long 3 months so far.
I'll have to reach out to John to get a specific answer.
Another thing, I know, last month's meeting, I had the question about the water bill and the administrative charge. Now, I know the administrative charge still says $0 on it, but it's still on the water bill.
Administrative charge,
Yeah, the one that's labeled as TO for the administrative charge that I questioned that you said that we can implement, but then I read off the,
on the tax bill or the water?
Do you want to show
the
them?
water bill.
Okay.
So, I was just concerned that it's showing on the water bill. I mean, it still says $0, but. I'm not sure if we should have it on the water bill right now until we know for sure after we get the opinion back from Gilder on it, we can even have it on. No, I don't need it.
It's something I'll have to get with BSNA because they're the ones who, have the template for this.
Okay. All right, so, the next item is our budget. I know during our last budget session, we had a bunch of items that we said we were gonna revisit. Do we have a plan of meeting back together with everyone to revisit those items to determine what our numbers should be? Cause we have our draft now that, which I'm glad for staff for providing that, because in our charter, we have to have it by this meeting. Do we have a plan to meet up again beforehand? Because I know we're running short on time, we still have to have the public hearing, the 10-day waiting period and stuff.
We do have to have a public hearing, and I was going to contact council about dates on that. We were looking at possibly June 2nd as the date for the public hearing. But the question was what other, guidance that council wanted to give in regards to the proposed budget. And so I'm kind of leaving it up to council to kind of determine how they wanted to move forward on that. Do they want to do another budget work session? Do they feel like they can cover that through correspondence before then? Do we want to do a special meeting? Do we want to do it at the June meeting? It depends on the severity of the changes.
Right, I think if we wait till the June meeting, we're kind of pushing it
Oh, yeah.
on getting it approved. So I would suggest if council wants to set a date to get together to talk about those last items that we had to revisit, that we should do that.
And maybe if we do a meeting on June 2nd, or whether we do it in conjunction with the public hearing, so that we're just not having to do multiple meetings, we do one public hearing meeting.
Well, do we have to have the budget finalized for the public hearing beforehand? Because isn't the public hearing like showing them our budget that we're proposing?
If it is, can we just do one?
You're referring
Can we do them back to back?
I was referring to the public hearing for the special assessment.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that one.
No, the public hearing is gonna be at the June 20, that public hearing is gonna be at the June 23rd meeting.
All right.
So, yeah.
No, I had questions for that, but I was waiting for that actual date when we talk about it, so. The other item is,
Well, hold on. I like the idea of merging it with the other meeting though, because the less meetings, the better.
yep,
So
and that would help
is everyone
us.
kind of,
Yep, and then
I
if we
see
don't
nodding.
agree on like the proposed four, we can
Yeah.
work into the budget, how much we would need and where we need to make cuts.
Agreed.
So that's a good idea, having those at the same time.
We'll call for a special meeting.
I think we should have one before the public hearing for it.
Yeah, we were, so the only reason I hadn't thrown out dates right now is because we were waiting on, we wanted, because of what happened last year, as far as, we wanted to make sure we hit all of the legal requirements, and we were waiting on the attorney to provide us specific guidance on, all right, this is exactly how many, do we have to do mailers out to everyone, or what suffices, because it's already, the district's already been created, what are our specific requirements, and we're waiting on the attorney to provide us those specific.
Well, I like this, see that as a priority, so we can get the budget done. And for our, quotes we got for the lawyer and audit, I'm kind of disappointed they weren't on this meeting to vote on which ones we were gonna go with, because we had them a month ago, so I think we should probably include those with that meeting. Like, I wouldn't wanna bog us on with too many special meetings, but if we're already gonna have one for the millage and budget, we should include those with it.
What'd you say? I said, why not have an 8-hour meeting, but.
We'll just have one every week.
I also heard stuff about like how we may have been paying on the water bills for a bond that was already paid off. Do we know if we were paying on that, how long we were paying on that stuff, and should we have been paying it?
So my understanding of the way that the bond debt is calculated, and again, I'll defer over to the clerk treasurer on this, but is that it is for the totality of all of our bonds throughout the duration. The amount that we actually collect on our water debt, our bond debt, is not even enough to pay the bond debt. And so it's not like an actual reflection of, this falls off, and it's like the totality of all of ours, that's the amount that we need. So if we were to get another, we'd have to increase the amount.
All right, do we have documents for that? Because I know there's been a lot of people asking about the bond debt and it being paid off and upset that it still shows on bills.
Well, they can FOIA.
Okay.
And that's what it is, because there's been multiple requests for FOIAs, and we've been doing that. We've been giving the bonds, again, depending on what criteria they want and how far back they want to go.
But so we do actually have a document for it somewhere?
The bonds?
Well, for like the payment schedule, like what Tim's saying. For how like all the payments on the bond debt's being paid, how they're calculated.
Oh, you mean that would have been like from Plant Moran?
That was from Plant Moran previously,
yeah.
so we'll have to go through this is from Plant Moran.
That would be something we have to go look through, go back through records and look.
I know me and Jim had a conversation the other day about documents that other council members request. Are we following our policies and procedures, like when any 7 of us request documents, that everyone's receiving them?
I try to, as much as possible, and there may have been things that have fallen through. I'm trying to think of specific examples that may have. I'm literally just trying to think of examples.
Okay.
Can you give an example of what you're talking about?
I'm just questioning because I know I've requested documents and rarely see stuff come across in our emails that other people was requesting, and I'm like, I'm sure everyone at council is doing their job requesting stuff when they have questions, so. That's all.
Okay.
Often it gets included, like many times it'll be something that is requested, and then it will be presented in the next council packet as well. Is how it's been worked out in principle. Sometimes, for example, a lot of times it is something to do with the agenda or a packet like that, and that, additional documentation to be added, we'll add it to the packet.
I believe you added at least 20 pages worth of material to tonight's agenda to answer some of my questions to have prepared for council's purview. Is that it? Daniel?
Well, HGC meets on actually my birthday this week on the 14th.
Happy birthday!
I returned a big 5-0.
Woo!
So, so I don't have nothing from them yet. I do know that I want to give a shout out to Dan and the crew over there for taking care of Richard Road, or Richard Street, I should say, and patching some of the colossal potholes that were over there. It was kind of hilarious to see our ambulance pull up, going down the street, and then all of a sudden slowing down and zigzagging like the last 20 feet of the road because of the craters that were still there, but, you know, I know it's a work in progress, but I want to say thank you, Danny, for getting the crew out there to take care of that. And thank you for all the hard work that our employees do for us and all the work that we put up in here and the diligence that Jim puts into everything he does and all that we do.
Thank you. Shannon?
I would like to see some information from the municipal analytics. I want to see their information for our finance committee meeting that I'm trying to get us all on the same page and having. I want their tool to be able to run appropriate numbers for what we should be charging and what that looks like. And I also believe we should have access to that leading into our June budget. So I would like something there as well. I know back in December, we thought we'd have it in March, we're going into May. It's time for them to put up with it. So I do agree on that one. I don't have any reports other than I am glad Buster got my Hyatt people into a meeting with him on our CDBG funds that we are hoping to contribute.
Thank you. President Pro Tem.
Yes, ma'am. Parks met last week. We're still going over some of our budgetary things. And again, I know we talked about the playground equipment. Another reason that we wanted to do this now is if you saw like our budget in here is $25,000, but we do intend on spending about $16,000 of that on softball underneath all of the playgrounds. So that's gonna wipe out basically most of our budget, and we might not have room for playground equipment. So I appreciate all of you going along with that. We also had our parks cleanup, where Miss Shannon Cole was handing out trees. And if you were like me, yeah, if you were like me and yours died, come see Shannon. She's the Lorax.
I do get my eyebrows done.
I do want to say thank you to Holly Donuts, Scooters Coffee, the DPW, and our village manager, and also, I think we had 4 council members at our parks cleanup. That has never happened before. That has never happened before. We also had Danny at our walkthrough to identify some of the issues in our parks before we did park cleanup, which is again the first time that a DPW director has ever walked around with us. So I wanted to say thank you to Danny for that. We are also working on tree ordinances to remove some of the more invasive species and give people a little bit more knowledge on what they should be planting in their yards, what the rules are. I did have a question, it was on social media, there were some gravestones at the cemetery. Can
So
you
Danny sent out a crew last night on that, or yesterday.
So those were actually old headstones that have already been replaced with new headstones. For some reason, somebody in the past had put them over there. We're collecting those and putting those in our barn as of right now. So I'm not sure why they ever made it over there, but the current markers are in place and those are old and all of them have already been replaced with new ones.
Perfect, thank you for that clarification.
Old Headstone Graveyard.
That's really good to know.
Also, this Sunday at 9 a.m., if you would be interested, they are doing flag placements at Lakeside Cemetery for all the veteran graves in advance of Memorial Day, which we will also have a parade for. The DDA has their Adopt a Garden program open for anybody that is interested in adopting a garden and beautifying our town. They have all the information on the website that you would need. And the last thing is ethics did meet. We did go over some of what Jim has already talked about. And yeah, we had pushed it to the lawyer to kind of get some clarification on some of those matters as well. And and another thing for parks cleanup, we actually, this is again the first time this year we hit 3 different parks. We were at Waterworks, we were here at Cyclone, and we were also at Crapo. So I think it's a testament to some of our new members on our Parks Board, also Danny. We had a lot of help as well from Tim Taylor for getting some National Honor Society students involved. So it was a good year, and I appreciate everybody's help.
Thank you.
I think to piggyback on that, Andy supplied a bunch of tools and let us go through right this corner right over here really fast.
I also completely enjoyed the DeWalt tool donations that were given to us by Scott from Vintage Baseball. DeWalt was awesome. They donated those tools to the DPW after we were done. And as much as I wanted to keep those electric pruners, I did not. They went back. They were amazing.
Yeah.
They did, but.
Danny, check for the pruners. All right, so this has been the longest report session ever, and mine's no shorter, so here we go. So I'd like to see us move forward with the cityhood investigation. I know that our village manager has been extremely busy with the flooding, the state of emergency and everything else. But hopefully now we can focus moving forward again, looking into like whatever that next step might be for that investigation. I know we've been waiting on municipal analytics for a few more things. Shout out to DPW for handling sinkholes the size of houses and for manning the water and waste systems 24/7 since the flooding began. Like, thank you, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to read my writing, I'm sorry. Yep, it is. Okay, DDA is working on policies, banners, and design. And Chiefs, I have a quick question. In regards to public safety and having those car shows downtown on Wednesdays, I meant to ask you this earlier, but I couldn't read my writing. The big planners, they're gone now. Are things that size in the middle of Battle Alley, would those also interfere with public safety? Should something happen during the car show? Should we kind of keep that area to more reasonably sized monuments?
My trucks are bigger.
Are we having a contest about whose trucks are bigger, Chiefs? Seriously? Come on.
I guess because police cars are smaller, he's giving me this one.
Are you talking the planners that are?
They were this big.
We just this morning moved them out.
They just moved them out, so now Battle Alley is kind of clear. So do you think that that would help promote public safety for the car shows on Wednesdays by having access that way, or is it a non-factor?
Well, because of the fact that they park down both sides and we gain access through the middle, and the fact that we have the ability to possibly come in off Broad in the alley or circle in the one-way in behind Moose and whatnot. And with those being moved, that'll give us certainly more flexibility on angle, maybe nosing a truck in the engine up into the curb on Battle Alley a little further. There's a little more space for us to work, so I think it'll help, yes.
Okay, and in the, knock on wood, if there were a fire in Battle Alley again in the future, I know we've had a history of them, should we have things of that size down there, or should we maybe convene with DDA and make a plan with some kind of restrictions in line that are appropriate for public safety?
Certainly, those are discussions that we can have. I think too, if we're able to, in the future, update our aerial apparatus. Obviously, that's something the chief and I have been advocating for since day one.
Okay.
And we're still advocating for updating the aerial ladder truck and being able to improve what we're doing with pre-planning. We certainly take into consideration access into Battle Alley, access into those side alleys and Alley Street, if you will.
I'll help. We've been cognizant of this, even with the arches that the DDA is putting in right now. One of the requirements for the permitting of that was, verifying that all of our emergency vehicles could fit under it. And so those are all requirements that, staff is considering when any kind of building permit goes in.
And I'd forgotten about the arches. Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Well, and with those planters, I'm curious as to, you know, if,
Save me, Jerry.
Ain't no saving you, Kurt.
great job, Chief. If a fire truck needed to round a corner, just to be a little more efficient, a little more quick, but they can't because one of those big planters is there. So this is just the kind of stuff I'm thinking about for the future of Battle Alley's design, if the chiefs could get with maybe the design subcommittee, or with Kevin, the director, whatever is more appropriate.
And that's gonna be my only comment, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that comment. Anything where we're gonna put anything in a roadway for an event or decoration needs to be reviewed by police and fire, please. As an example, we have ballards at the ends which kind of restrict us, but that's okay, we can operate within that. But even during the Dickens Festival last year, we had a stage placement, it was unintentional on how the axe started, but the axe turned to face the roadway, which caused everybody to stand in the roadway, and the roadway was open. So cars versus people usually lose. So anytime we're gonna do any placements in our downtown, we would appreciate the option to review that so we can adjust as needed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And is this also something maybe with Historic Commission?
Yeah, anytime, anything that goes on there, we brought it, like even, again, the arches, they were brought before Historic Commission. Again, this is something, the arches were something that the village and the DDA agreed to in 2019 that we're just kind of catching up to right now. But we brought it in front of Historic Commission to get approvals. Even Danny, myself, and Chief Watson were down there when they were putting in the placement and measuring out to make sure ADA accessibility for the sidewalks to include.
When the arches came through, when they did come through to the whole blueprints and everything came through the historical district.
Okay, thank you,
And
chiefs.
We had everything on, we went through everything to make sure they would fit the historical look and fit the historical appeal. We all agreed simultaneously, universally, that we didn't like the planters.
All right.
We don't know where those had came from and why they were there.
Okay.
Blame Jerome.
No, no. I'm gonna get an email later. Okay, moving on. Let's see. I would like to talk about an Eagle and a Gold Award. One of the things I enjoy most about this role is having opportunities to recognize members of our community, especially young people who have accomplished something truly exceptional. Tonight, I want to recognize Isaac and Ava Beckett of Holly High School for achieving the highest honors in scouting during May of 2026. While they are unfortunately unable to attend tonight due to prior commitments, I mean, these kids are into so many things. Their parents are just taxi cabs. I still wanted to make sure their accomplishments were recognized publicly. Isaac Beckett recently earned the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest achievement in the Boy Scouts of America. As part of his Eagle Scout project, he built a flag retirement box for the VFW, creating a meaningful and lasting contribution that honors both our nation and our veterans. It's like 1%, 1 to 6% of Boy Scouts become Eagle Scouts. I also want to recognize Ava Beckett for earning the Girl Scout Gold Award, the highest honor in Girl Scouts. At Holly High School, Ava worked with staff and district personnel to open the library for independent student use in response to limited resources, helping create greater access to books, learning, and opportunities for students in our community. And same with the Girl Scouts, 2 to 6% achieve the Gold Award. So these accomplishments are especially meaningful. What makes tonight even more remarkable is that Eric and Amanda Beckett have raised 2 children who each achieved the highest honors available in scouting. Same month, same year. Both of these achievements represent years of dedication, leadership, service, perseverance, and hard work. These honors are not easily earned, and they reflect not only the character of Isaac and Ava, but also the support and guidance they received from their family, troop leaders, their troops, mentors, and community. I want to recognize and congratulate Eric and Amanda Beckett for raising 2 young people so committed to service, leadership, and giving back to others. So congratulations to Isaac and Ava Beckett on these incredible accomplishments. Holly is proud of both of you, and I look forward to seeing all you accomplish in the future. They are what tomorrow looks like, full of promise. Finally, Holly High School recently held its scholarship ceremony. Sorry, this was really personal for me. Oh man, I said I wasn't gonna cry.
You got it, April.
Okay. Students were awarded over $632,000 in scholarships this year. That is a strong reflection of the talent and determination we have in this community. We have some inspiring future leaders, and I want to give a special shout out to Rosie, darn it!
Come on, April, you
To
got it.
Rosie Filio. I had a scholarship this year for my son, and she was the one that the schools committee picked to receive the Kenneth Aaron Smith Scholarship. Anything else, council? Okay. Tonight we are adjourned, and our next meeting is on Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026 at 6 p.m.